So, good morning, everybody. Here are the guys from Germany, and now we're waiting for the next Advent of Code riddle. 30 seconds left. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Achim. Welcome.
Good morning.
Are you good prepared? Are you good prepared, guys?
Yeah, I am prepared, as usual. My standard setup and an empty text file.
Today, we take a look at Achim's IDE, Achim using Eclipse in a white mode, and it depends who is faster, then we switch to the other IDE, and at the end we will discuss the solution. So 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, I cannot count.
Launch.
Go.
Supply sticks. Great, giant cargo crane. Don't want to operate the crane operator. Okay, that's good, because they're damn stupid. A drawing of the starting sticks, for example. Ich hole mir erstmal meinen Puzzle-Input. Okay, Puzzle-Input copied. So we need to pass these instructions, okay.
Parsing this tree is kind of clumsy. Okay.
So we can split this by white spaces.
And Achim uses Java instead of C++ from Frank.
So x2 would be the starting position. Nee, that's not the starting position, that's a box count. So this is the first one. Wait, no, that's not x2, that's x1. That is x2, that is x3.
Is it riddle similar to Tower of Hanoi?
A bit like that, but we have scripted moving orders to move stuff around. So it's not like we have to solve the Tower of Hanoi or anything. And with 3 towers, that would be a little bit of a headache. I tried on that and didn't find a nice solution, whatever. I want ints, not in strings. Private int start, private int target. And I'm using safe actions that makes some stuff easier.
So Achim is loading the text file, splitting the text file into 3.
Yes, but I have decided to not use a for loop. I use a stream map, not flat map. Someone screwed up the autocompletion. That's a little bit tedious. A nice little feature that Java 17 brought in there. So I might just make that stuff package and let's go. So but that doesn't work because I forgot that this thing consists of 2 parts. So what I've just did has to process from line 11 onwards. I have to use... It wasn't there. I switch over to a loop.
So for the audience, I will show the input file. So this is the input file. And this means we have to analyze the columns. And then doing something like a DSL to check what it means move 5 from 4 to 9. Interesting riddle.
Indeed. It needs to be static because it's a nested class. So, okay, that is the one parser. And this is the other.
So you have implemented 2 parsers, right?
I have to implement a second one.
Okay.
And I'm cheating a little bit here. There seems to be 9 stacks.
So do you split the input file or do you read it at once, Achim?
I will read it in 2 parts. I'm not splitting it into separate files. But I just looked how many stacks there are, and it seems to be 9. That makes it a little bit easier. Line 9 is empty. Line 8 contains that stuff, which is completely irrelevant. So we go only up to line 7. Something like that.
Frank, short question. Have you get the riddle?
I'm just about to upload the solution to the first part.
Oh, okay, fine.
First, I need to clean up the code so it's compilable.
So you understand the riddle. Very good.
Yeah, well, we got 9 stacks or yeah, it's called stacks here, and we actually just need to pop back and push back the items from one to the other. And the main part is to parse the input. I just replace the spaces by small x's, so then I can take out the x's and just use all other letters. Then it's fairly simple to parse. Just remove all clutter like the parentheses and so on, then it's kind of simple. So, but I'm still in debug mode here.
Okay.
So substitute G.
That is 5 characters.
Is this not always the same riddle for every person?
No, every person gets a personalized input.
Ah, okay.
So everybody has a different answer.
Okay, understand. Understand. I was a little bit confused because my input file looks a little bit different than Achim's input file.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Okay.
So now I have my stacks in wrong order. So I need to reverse them. I parse it top down, but the stacks need to be the other way around here, so I need to reverse them once.
Okay.
Okay, that is the parsing thing.
Okay, so Achim got a lot of for loops for his solution.
Now I have to move stuff around. My variable naming is not that good today, but I'm a little under pressure.
We can switch to Frank if it's better for you.
That's not the problem.
Or
I
you
just want to be fast.
Or you concentrate on your code and I will command it.
You can do that.
So Achim got a method for reading the part 1, the stacks. No, I will not comment, because if I'm not speaking, we can move forward.
I cannot pop a number of items. I have to do that in a loop. Crap.
You got a type error. Line 56, new.
Thank you.
It's much easier to help instead of Frank.
Kleiner inst count.
It's a very interesting riddle.
Then we need to reverse that stuff.
So Achim is using a stack to get an ordered list. He uses stuff from the framework from Java. Very good idea.
So moving that around.
At the end, it's only push and pop from a stack to a stack, and Achim doing this.
And using stack is really helpful in this case. As for the solution, or stack character stack out of crate stacks. Just need to, we can peek here, so we don't need to destroy that. Maybe we need that later on.
Frank, what is the status?
Why isn't this
I'm
running?
still working on my parser. Turned out I hit several errors while implementing it.
This seems to take some computing power. So I believe I have to wait a little bit here.
Achim, what do you think? Where is the computer power needed?
One thing might be that I'm... Did you see that?
No.
So either I have accidentally built an endless loop into this, or it's the input stuff.
It seems like an infinity loop.
I hope not.
Yeah, but you got a lot of for loops, but oh.
Yes. And I ran...
Okay.
So you got an infinity loop. So Java heap space problem, you got an infinity loop. Let's take a look together. What happened?
How did I manage to create that fuck up?
Achim, I have to cut every bad word from you.
I know.
So it's...
For debugging purposes, I will take the example and try to run that. Because that should be a far smaller problem.
So Achim is debugging his code. It's interesting to follow them. He replaced the whole input file against the example to have a smaller input. And now he starts the IDE in the debugging
Problem
mode.
is that file is structured in a different manner. So I probably need to upgrade my parser.
You think your parser is a problem?
Yes, because I made too many shortcuts here.
Okay.
So I need to find the splitterator line.
You got a blank line on a
There is an empty line in there.
and the empty line is a problem.
And it's not a problem, but it's better when I find it that programmatically, so that my algorithm can switch over between these two. Because at the moment it works only on this, but not on this.
Okay.
Because I expect the splitterator somewhere
Yay.
here.
Okay.
I got a first star here.
Okay. Then can we switch to
Congrats.
Frank and Achim can concentrate on his code. So welcome back. Achim has his first solution, and for the second part we are live.
Yes, I had a ton of
Code.
issues in there
Okay.
where I just put in stupid stuff and so on.
Let's
the
work
thing
together
is
on the second part.
for the second part, the only thing I need to remove, which I originally put in because I didn't read it in the description, is this line.
Can you share your screen, please? We see you and not your screen.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
So, in the first attempt for the first part, I put in this line. So, I'm loading crates from a stack because per the instructions, I didn't notice that one crate is moved at a time. So, I moved an entire pile of crates. So, if I pop them out and push them back in, I need to reverse them.
Yeah.
That is the only change for part 2.
Okay. This means you are ready for part 2?
So what I will do now is I modify the part 1 method a little bit. So I tweak it around like this, that I run it like this and put in a boolean. I will shortly explain why. I will also keep the test data. And the boolean comes in here. To activate the reversal.
Interesting, yeah.
And I will rename the method into move crates. Continue. So, and it's angry with me because I don't return anything. And the return value will just be the result from this method.
Okay.
I'm using that also here as a debug output.
Yeah.
So what I need to add now is if reverse, then
reverse
this. Control 7 to undo the comment. And that goes away.
Okay.
Throw in some true values. And run.
Achim, your part. Okay, alles klar. Everything's fine. Go.
So it actually ran through. So I have a lot of debug output in there.
Yeah, I see.
Because I'm putting out the top crates after each move operation. So that was the result for part 1.
Yeah.
This is the test run for part 2.
Yeah.
And if we look here, it should be MCD. So I move to the bottom, copy that over, submit it, and it's done.
Yeah, congratulations. Achim, congratulations. Can we go through your code again, please? Can you explain what you have done?
Yes, we can do that. So, what I built, I have here class crane instructions, meaning move count crates from stack start to stack target.
This is for passing the command, right?
Yeah. That is part of the second part of the parser. So for parsing, I have modified it so that I look through the input lines for an empty line. I could have used equals here as well.
Okay.
But the new content assist insists on using content equals.
Okay.
It's not better, but what gives. So
you read every line.
I go through every line until I find that one, and then I break the loop.
Yeah.
Debug output, another debug output for the line above the splitterator, because that gives us the number of stacks. If I go through this sample output, it's here.
In line 48, you were out of the for loop. The for loop ends in 46, right?
Right.
And you only fill a splitterator? You counting the lines?
I use the for loop to count up the splitterator variable.
Okay.
Until I find an empty line, and that breaks the loop.
Okay. Okay. I know. And then
with a while loop, it would be a bit more clear, but this was faster to code.
And then you using a string tokenizer for all lines.
And no, I'm using the string tokenizer to look on this line, which contains. If we compare that to the input file, it's this line that we use. Using string split here won't cut it, because string split would, for whatever reason, find items like these, and those are completely.
Okay, you found more than one blank. Interesting.
And it thought, okay, this blank is a valuable token.
Okay.
And the string tokenizer just identifies them as delimiters. And if you don't force him to return delimiters, you only get the tokens, which would be 1, 2, and 3 in this case. And with count tokens, you get the number.
Yes.
So then you have the stack count, and now how many stacks you need to create.
Mm-hmm. For every column, you create a stack.
Exactly. And then we can iterate through the initial crate stacks. This one. Or for the real input these.
Yes. So let me repeat. You got a stack of characters, and you got more than one stack. That's because you have a list of stacks of characters, line 56. So you have in the solution, or in the problem has 6 or 7 stacks. That's why you got a list of stacks. Line 56.
Exactly.
56. 6, yes. Okay.
Okay,
list
understand. Is the list is the horizontal dimension, and the stacks are the stacks of crates or containers or whatever piled up there.
Got it.
The idea is that the top element of the stack is that one that the crane will chuck off.
Okay.
And
you create all stacks.
And going through those lines, I had a 5 here because I didn't count right.
They're starting at 1 and not at 0. There are no informatics.
Yes. It's a little bit confusing.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that Eclipse needs a not option so that lines and columns start at 0.
Interesting. So okay, then and then you go over the
this
array.
magic formula gives me exactly the character within a crate. Bug here was I filled in a 5, so it went completely into the wild. And the next bug was instead of the character C, I put in the loop variable J there. And yes, here I incremented the loop variable I from the outer loop.
Okay.
So this could never terminate.
I think everybody knows this problem. Switching between Y, J, and I. Okay.
Was quite funny.
And then you create the stacks, and then you got stacks at line 75. You put them out.
Genau, I can put out a crate count. I threw that in as a debug information so that I know how many crates I have lying around.
Then
for the sample, it's 6.
Then you read the crate instruction.
And then I read the crane instructions. That is fairly easy. Because for reading the crane instructions, I can actually work with split because they are splitted by single white space characters. That works.
But string tokenizer is also a good idea.
String tokenizer would also work.
Okay.
But string tokenizer doesn't give you the tokens in an array or list. You have to go through them. And you would have to skip every odd token, so the first, the third, and the fifth, because you need these, or rather tokens 0, 2, and 4, because 1, 3, and 5 are the one that really interest you.
So then you're creating your commands or your crate instructions, and then at the end you only execute them.
Exactly. Then I have the crane instructions, and then I can execute them. So I have this for loop. And
for the execution, you got a temporary load up list where you put them in and then you put them out. Also push in, pop, and push.
Exactly. Important thing here. Java list starts counting at 0.
Yes, everybody should start at 0.
I believe in JavaScript there is one type of collection that starts at 1, but there is another that starts at 0. That's totally confusing. Java is at least consistent with that. But I forgot one thing with putting up the crates. I didn't know that the push and pop operations on stack work on the last element of the stack.
Okay.
Stack is based upon vector, and adding and removing the last element is probably a lot faster than removing the first element, but I didn't know that. I suspected it would work otherwise. So what for setting up, because I'm reading from top to bottom and not the other way around, I need to insert them as the first element. So I need to use the add index method. So I'm adding at index 0 and pushing everything way down.
Okay. Achim, very nice. Something else you have to talk about with your code?
No, I think that's it. And this method I can throw out because I'm not using it.
Yeah, cool. Then, congratulations again. Nice to see you, and thank you for the explanation. And we see us tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.